Hello everyone, good morning. So thank you for all the questions and appreciation, constructive feedback on my YouTube videos. So we listened to your comments and then decided upon this video where the most questions that I received was related to whether this strategy works on any market, right? So not everybody is trading NQ, somebody is trading gold, somebody is trading stocks, somebody is trading Indian markets, cryptocurrencies, right? So I thought, why not make a video? And we will concentrate once again on a single algo path and see if there is really an algorithm that has to be based on time because time is the only constant factor across different markets, right? So you cannot say price is first because price Bitcoin is at around 80,000, NASDAQ is at around 30,000, right? So it's not at all comparable. But time wise, once you have the correct time zone notated, then it's easier to figure out the algo because this is the only constant thing across different assets. Okay. So we're going to review Bitcoin, we're going to review NASDAQ, Euro USD, gold, one stock, and then Nifty as well. Okay. So for everything, I used UTC plus 2 except for Nifty. Nifty also works on UTC plus 2, but Indian time zone has better accuracy. So you can use UTC plus 530 here. Okay, those who trade Indian markets. Okay, so what are we looking for? We are looking for the same signature that ICT gave us. It's either 29.35 to 47.53. Okay. Now 47.53 has CE times 50 and 56. Now those who don't know what is CE time, I made the previous video, the beginner series, where I have explained what are these. So you can go back and watch it. But what we want to see is liquidity sweep plus a high or low at these times. And then the market will go minimum distance to either this path, which is 47.53, and there also it will stop after taking a liquidity sweep. And then either it makes a high or a low. This is what we want to watch. Okay. So in Bitcoin, I saw this example. This is 1830. So we can look at it as just the minute portion. So 29 is just one short of 30, so it's fine. We allow plus or minus one exception, right? Now without the algo path, we don't know where to buy. Now assume I want to buy here. There are a bunch of support here. So every time in this area, the market is coming, but we don't know where to buy, right? Should we wait until the sweep happens? Should we buy early? Should we wait until all this sell side is taken? So we don't know. That is what ICT teaches, right? We don't know that. Should we wait until an FVG gets formed? Should we wait for an order block? Nothing we know. But with time, it's pretty much clearly defined. Okay, so if 29 is the high, if 47.53 or any one of these numbers make the low, I will buy. Okay. Now here I see 1846, 1847 making the low. So knowing this, the market stopped right here at the algo path. Now I don't bother about all these liquidity because I know it's not gonna hit it. So I can buy anywhere here. And the next path, like where is your target, that is also clearly given in the algo path. Okay, so 29.35 will go to 47.53. 47.53 will go to 11.14. Okay, now here it started chopping. So we cannot guarantee, we cannot predict the velocity of the market. But even though it's chopping, we know where we should exit. So we should look for 11 and 14. So I see 14 is also in the support. after taking a liquidity. So what does this mean? Normally we should play resistance, support, resistance, support. That's how the market moves. So here the next path is also in support, which means we are bullish, right? The market's not in a mood to go below this. So you can hold your trade until the next algo path, which is 17 or 23. So here 17 is also in the support. So as per the algo path, it should next go to 59.65. Okay. Now we look for the high here, and eventually the algo should end at 37, and here the algo ended here at 20.03, which is the end point. Okay, now not every time this is going to happen, but clear exits. So if the 14 was made a resistance here, I would have exited there. Okay, and although it's not a big move, but still I don't lose anything. I'm getting right here at the bottom. I'm exiting right here at the right pivot. But since it is the low, I can hold my trade and look for the next path. So here it kept going higher and higher. Here it did addition and created a 59 because 90 plus 40 is 59. Okay. And then finally 3 ends the algo. And since this reverse algo was a consolidation, and once it ended, it gave you the big move down. Okay, so you're able to track 29.47, 11.17, 59, and then 3. So how are we tracking everything in this chop is we want to see liquidity sweep and price stopping. So here we saw 14 because it was a liquidity sweep. And 17 was in the same wick here, and that also took liquidity. Okay, 59 here because it took liquidity. 3 here because it swept all this buy side. But what ICT said, is it correct? Yeah, so 29 to 47. Now how to read this entire algo path? That's something it's a bit advanced, and I'm not going to cover here. But 29 to 47 is something that you can really look for and get out at 11.14. Okay. So next we look at NQ. So NQ and NVIDIA has same examples. So because they are part of the, NVIDIA is part of the NASDAQ index. So here you can see 34.35 making the high after sweeping the liquidity. Now we want 47.53 in the lows. So here you can see 53.54 making the lows. So if you get in here, you should hold your trade until 11. So this is where you could exit. So at least you would get, it would come to take the liquidity of this. That's around 70 handles. Without the time element, you would look for this equal lows to be taken. That's what ICT teaches. You would never, as an ICT trader, would take a trade here because you're always going to wait for the smooth lows to be taken or some kind of a major liquidity that you want it to sweep. But with time, need not wait for all of that. Okay, because time dictates when the market stops. It's nothing to do with liquidity, fair value gaps, order blocks, nothing. Okay. Next we go to Euro USD. So here you have 835. Should stop here at 47.54. So it does. And there is one more drive here, but you should observe the bodies. It never closes below the 54. Okay. So it just takes these kind of equal lows, and then there is one more manipulation that it does before it takes off. But knowing the algo path, so once this 54 low is put in, you should challenge the market. You should say, okay, I'm not going to take my stop loss until you hit 11 because that is the path. And where is 11? It stops right here at 912. Right? Isn't this beautiful? Like you know the entry, you don't worry about these manipulations, you know where to exit. You could have exited right here because when you subtract 923, that is also 14, or else like you saw here 11 should go to 17 or 23 next, and it went to 23 here. Okay, instead of making a support it did a resistance, so big move. So gold, don't think I already marked it, but let's see. So here is the same example. So you can see 1134 making the high here, which is 35. So it should stop at 47.50. So 1150 is the low. You should hold your trade until 11. So you can see 1210, 1211 making the highs here. Yeah. Or even the CE number, which is 1215 making the highs. So it gives you exact pivots. That's what I like about this strategy, right? So you're not worried about what is happening. You're not worried about what happened here. You're just following the time. So NVIDIA, same thing like NQ. So you had here 1830, which is 29, should go to 47.54, 54, 53. So 54 it went, which is fine. Exit at 11, which is fine. Come. Now, how do you hold on to this trade? You can always like use ICT's idea that if the move is a trending move, you trail order blocks. Okay, the down close candles will give support in an up move. So wherever you see these black candles, you can put your SL below that and keep on holding. And why we stress on the 29, 47, 53? Because this is a reversal algo, which means a big move is likely to come here. Okay, in all the examples that we saw, there were some good moves to take out all the liquidity, right? So you get these big moves. Here it didn't get, but overall you get a considerable big move. So for Nifty, I used plus 530, and here again I could use this 1034. So here there was no liquidity sweep, but there is market stopping here at 1039, 1040. Now 1039, when you subtract, you get 29, right? So your job is to use any one of these methods, like either you add hours and minutes, or you subtract, or you just look at minute. Okay, so whenever out of these three possibilities you get a 29 or 35, that's your reference point, which sweeps a liquidity. And then you have to wait to see where it stops. As per the algo path, it should stop at 47.50 or 53. So here it stops, creates a resistance. So minimum distance it should travel is to 11. So you can see that is where it stops, 11, 11. Now, if you miss out on some of these moves, it's fine. You don't have to worry. But you can consistently nail these 29, 50, 47, 11. And what else do you need, right? This is like a cheat code in the market, and you can trade every market using the same cheat codes. That's where the price is going to stop. When the price is in support, you know it's continuation. It's the same thing for when it is in resistance. So you can hold your trade. Okay. Here, every time it was in resistance, so you could have exited here. Here also you could have exited. Here also you could have exited. But making these many points is not around 100 points here, around 70 points here. And here you're able to make around 14 pips. This is around 32 points. Okay. So these are all not small moves at all, right? Some people I do see that, okay, they comment say, "Yeah, when you have too many times, it's bound to react at some of these, right?" Which is true, but there is a sequence the market follows. Now you need to focus on sequence. I'm not thinking about here. I don't care what is happening here. For me, if it is this is 35, I will focus only on 47.50. And if this gives me support, then there is a logic to it. Why am I entering here? And then I'm holding my trade until 11 because there is a logic to it. I'm not being greedy and thinking, okay, so all of this buy side liquidity is left by the market, so it will take it as per ICT. No, okay, it's always going to be time. Why it stops here, there is a reason for it. And why it dumps and then goes higher, there is a reason for it. Okay. But you cannot catch all the moves because we are not as fast as the algo and we can never outplay it. All we can do is use these simple signatures to make money. Okay. Whatever your target is, $100, $500, 1,000 might be your target for the day. And if you're able to repeat it every day, so out of 20 trading days, if you make even $500 and say with all the fees and everything, you make 300. Okay, that is still giving you considerably good money, okay, around $6,000 per month, which is additional income. Okay. So think practically. Don't think that this is some magical solution that you're going to make millions the next day. No. Is there any other setup that tells you, okay, you have to buy here, you have to sell here? Don't think there is. Okay. Sometimes you feel, okay, you missed out because you could have held it till here. But that is all in hindsight. Real time, you never know about whether it's going to work or not, right? Okay. So as requested, I think I covered all the markets and we use the same example. Now I could have shown you other paths as well, which would tell you why this and this, all of this, you could trade it. Okay. But as I said, ICT gave us this 29 to 48.52. So why 35? I told you already because it is the CE time of 29. So you can use that. And then the path. Okay. So if you like this content, please do like, subscribe, and share it with the people you know. It helps with the algorithm and more people can see this stuff. And maybe for some of them, it might click and they might end their trading miseries and try to see this actionable input and trade it. Okay. All right. Thank you for all the support. Take care. Bye bye.